everyone, old school Pokemon here, back again with podcast episode number 25, joined by my usual co-host, Catch 'em All Collectibles, Dan. How are we doing tonight, Dan?
Very well. How are you?
I'm super excited. Recording this podcast on the eve of my flight down to Orlando. By the time everyone watches this, I will be in sunny Florida.
Nick will be southbound.
Yes, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm going to be lagging a couple days behind. I'm going down Saturday morning, so I'm going to miss probably Vanilla Ice concert. But you'll have to let me know when I get there. You'll have to let me know how that was, what I missed.
Oh yeah, I'll be sure to. Let you know how terrible that was.
Yeah, but I'll be there Saturday afternoon for the last few hours, and then I'm sure we'll have a good time Saturday night. And then all day Sunday for that $1 million, $500,000 box break, whatever you want to call it.
Oh man.
But yeah, we might as well get right into the questions, right? I'm sure we'll talk more about Orlando after the Q&A.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So yeah, my first question this week comes from Mac Attack. I recognize that name as one of our giveaway winners from December.
I'm surprised you remember that.
It's interesting username. I don't know.
That's true.
It's got a ring to it. I like it. So what do you think of the system used by Ace Grading in the UK, where each service level shuts down when they reach capacity and is updated daily on their website? Won't affect you as you don't grade with them, but why do larger companies such as PSA and CGC not use systems like this? I think essentially that's what we're going to get to long term. For whatever reason, I've always been very critical of PSA, and I think they deserve it. To amass a 13 million card backlog, which is approximately where it peaked, when your annual capacity is like 5 to 10 million card range, is just asinine. Maybe their hands were tied. This is a theory that I've had, like giving them a little bit of credit, potentially. Maybe their hands were tied with the wholesale from going a public company to the private group with Nat Turner. So maybe that explains it. CGC, no excuse there. They were a new company that is new to trading cards, but they graded comic books and all that. I've always said it's an easy math problem. You know your capacity. Grading cards is you can do so many a day. PSA does about 40,000 a day right now. So the minute that you start receiving more than that in one day, you're going to build a backlog. So long term, I think what PSA is going to do, like right now, they're winding down, opening up tiers as the backlog gets. As of this Monday, it was 5.7 million cards. They were at 300 when they first shut down, then 200, 150, 100. We're at like 50 now, kind of, with a lottery and middlemen. Within the next year or two, I think we'll make it down to 10. But if and when, I think they're going to pay close attention this time. If and when it gets inundated, tsunami, whatever, I think they'll shut it down quick. I think it'll be okay. Hey, you guys are too crazy. Bulk is closed for the next few months. We'll try again then, or we'll do lottery for a few hundred cards here and there. So for whatever reason, we weren't doing it last year, but I think I'm moving ahead. I'm optimistic that they will, because this was just absurd, this whole past 2-year thing. So sounds like Ace is doing that. I think that's the way to go. Have the high tiers, the expensive tiers always open. I'm assuming Ace has some like walkthrough services that really don't shut down or don't cap. And then throttle your lowest cost ones, your lowest margin ones. So what do you think?
Yeah, I would pretty much agree with you. I think there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that we'll never know in regards to the PSA sale. I think there had to have been something going on behind the scenes where they either didn't care anymore or they couldn't do anything about it. because they went far too long before they actually shut down the bulk tier, and it was right around the time that obviously the market was going crazy, so more people were submitting, but it was also right around that time where PSA was being sold, because I imagine that process took quite some time. So I think it had to have been something to do with along those lines. Either that, or PSA is just greedy and wants your cards, and they'll give them back to you whenever. But I think that more so hurts business more than it helps business.
Yeah, I think from like a profit optimization standpoint, I think they would have been much better served shutting down the 10, well, the 750 that was open until like January 2021 or whatever. Shutting that down. Had they started shutting that down in the summer and then shut down up to 20, 25, 30, wherever it had to be.
Yeah.
Instead of processing 40,000 cards a day, with 80% of those being in the backlog for 750 each, they would be doing the same 40,000 cards a day, but like at $20 a pop. Like they would literally double the revenue having handled that more properly. And I think prices wouldn't have been, one, a lot less like junk slabs would be out there, because people wouldn't have just chucked them in at the 750.
Yeah.
I was able to squeeze 5,000 cards into PSA's backlog. Had they snap went to 20, I wouldn't have got 1,000 in. So, I mean, yeah, that's hopefully they do it right moving ahead. And I'm kind of optimistic they will. I think you kind of have to now. Some issues are popping up that we've talked about in past podcasts that I think are largely falling on them, because waiting over a year to get like your product delivered to you is just not a healthy business model, or not a great thing.
No, definitely not. But I do think going forward, they're doing a much better job about keeping track of all those numbers and just being more open about those numbers too. So I think that's good. And I think going forward, we'll definitely see some improvements from them, which will be much needed.
Yeah, I don't think they have that new podcast on Mondays. I don't think one landed this week, and last week I actually forgot about, but I listened to it today. That's where the 5.7 million number came from. That's like where they were live as of last Monday.
Yep. So they're definitely making some progress there.
Yeah. So my next question comes from Matt B. Since PWCC started weekly auctions, there's been a 20% buyer's premium. I believe this did not used to be the case for the non-premier auctions back when there were monthly non-premier auctions. What are your thoughts on this? I just don't like buyer's premium. I actually made a video on it a month or two ago, probably 2 months ago when it first started. The whole eBay PWCC breakup, that was like a quick thing that they supposedly didn't see coming. I could forgive more of their like hiccups and website bugs and issues when they first launched after the breakup, because it's like they had to rush this out. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, that was going for like a few months, and then arbitrarily they just wanted to launch this weekly thing with the start of the new year. No one was really asking for it or needing it. I don't think, like, they decided to make that change for themselves. I'm sure some people were asking for it, but
I think that change was actually a really good benefit for them and for sellers and for buyers.
The weekly thing.
Yeah. Yep.
I think weekly is nice, but the buyer's premium is silly to me. I mentioned it in my video. Instead of like blazing their own trail and doing their own thing, they're just following in the footsteps of like the industry giants, which is like the easy path. I kind of get why they're doing it, because it's the easy path, because Heritage and Goldin are doing it, CaC, all the other ones. I just wish they would have blazed their own trail and like innovated instead of copying the dated Goliath. What's Scott always say? Scott always says it's boomer premium, right?
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna
um
start getting PWCC catalogs.
my big thing though, like the way they rushed it out, I in the video I was really critical of them, because when you went to go place your bid, essentially if you bid $1,000, the total bid is 1,200 with buyer's premium. They rushed that out, and their website wasn't even demonstrating that to you. So like the first week that people were bidding, the first few days of the first week's auctions, it didn't even demonstrate to you the fact that buyer's premium existed. And to rush that product out as they did was just terrible, in my opinion. The fact that it exists, though, as long as it's like known by the buyer, as long as it's well demonstrated, which even though they've fixed it now, I think it's still a little bit less, it's still a little bit less obvious than it could be.
Mhm.
I think Heritage does it best, honestly. Heritage, then Goldin and PWCC are just a little bit more like convoluted.
Yep.
So in a perfect world, it wouldn't exist, and you'd just bid what, like you'd pay what you bid. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Weeklies are nice, though. I agree with you on that. Any other thoughts on the buyer's premium specifically?
I don't like the buyer's premium. I think I almost think in the long term that's gonna hurt PWCC. Because I think people are, pricing's going to, so like you'll factor in the price of the card with the buyer's premium. So sellers are going to be getting less money for their cards than they would have if there were no buyer's premium. So I think sellers are going to start to kind of find other options. I think it's definitely going to help eBay consignment services, Z&G, TCA Gaming,
Old school
myself.
Pokemon.
But no, I think it's just going to help people like that who do actual eBay consignments, where they're just charging a flat fee that gets paid by the seller with no additional buyer's premium or whatever. So yeah, I really don't like the buyer's premium whatsoever. I think that was just a money grab on their part. They wanted to be making more money.
Yeah, it's like it's just more convoluted. Like if you sell an item, I feel like the natural way as a buyer, I guess certain people have sales tax though, but that's kind of ingrained to your brain. We're businesses, so we don't pay it. Like if I bid
Yep.
1,000, I want to just pay 1,000. If people bid 1,000 and they live in a state with 5% sales tax, they know that's going to be $50. But now it's like the bid and then buyer's premium and sales tax, and then from the seller's end, it's okay, if it's this range, I get this percent of hammer, that percent of hammer. Cause like if it's less than $50, I think you just get hammer. Like 20%, the whole buyer's premium goes to PWCC. If you sell something
Oh,
for
so
like,
did they eliminate? Are there any fees as the seller now?
no, just like if you sell
Okay.
something cheap enough, you don't get any of the buyer's premium. If you sell something for like 10 grand, I don't know the exact number, but you get like 110%, I think, of hammer.
Okay.
So if the hammer's 10 grand, buyer pays 12, sales tax if applicable, you'd get, as the seller, you'd get 11.
Yep.
So your seller fee would effectively be like 1,000 on 11,000, but it sold for 10. Like just a lot more numbers, and the math's all weird and funky looking.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's just better if like, okay, it would have sold if it sells for 10,000 with 20% buyer's premium, it would have sold for 12,000 had there not been any, because the buyer's going to factor it in.
Yeah. Exactly.
So just make the fee for selling a $12,000 item 8.5% is what it would be roughly to get that.
Yeah.
It's just complicated, and they're following in the footsteps of the Heritage and Goldin. So it is what it is.
Exactly. That is interesting though, that there's no more seller fees. I didn't even realize that. Shows how
That's
much I pay attention to PWCC.
that's the weird thing too with like Goldin and Heritage. it's all, I guess in a way it's kind of good. Like if you sell through Goldin, if you're selling super cheap stuff, you're gonna pay whatever the sticker price is for fees. I think there might be a buyer's premium and then like a seller's fee in some instances on Goldin and Heritage. But I guess the benefit of Goldin too, like if you go to them with a really key piece, like tonight, actually, while we're doing this, there's a lot of big stuff ending on Goldin as we're recording. If you go to them with a PSA 7 Illustrator that has a $750,000 bid right now, you're getting, I mean, I would hope that that seller negotiated 115% of hammer, because that's a thing. Like,
Oh yeah.
if you go to them and just say like, oh, your fee's 20%, okay, cool, yeah, I guess I'll pay that.
Yeah.
It probably happens, but like if you've got an item like that, you are almost certainly getting negotiated rates, eating well into the hammer price, or well into the buyer's premium.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh yeah. So my first question comes from Stuart, and he asked, what do you think would happen to the graded card market if PSA went bankrupt or otherwise ceased to grade cards indefinitely? Would the market spread evenly amongst the current competitors, or would it prefer a single competitor such as CGC? Also, would existing PSA slabs forever hold a premium for being effectively discontinued, or would they slowly dwindle in price and eventually get cross-graded to the next best competitor? That's an interesting question. I really don't think we'll ever see a situation where this does actually occur, but assuming that it does, I almost think so. Like immediately after PSA shut down, I don't think we would see much of a change. I think PSA would still be on top, still be number one. But then as kind of the months and years go by, I think we'd start to notice this change with the modern product, because obviously PSA shut down, they're not grading stuff anymore. So I think we'd see a shift in modern product where whatever company, BGS, CDC, whatever, they become the new PSA, and then more years go by, and then we'd slowly start to see it kind of dwindle down over the eras. So XY, black and white, so on and so forth, all the way till you get to the WotC era. But yeah, I do think pricing for PSA cards would decline. How far? I'm not sure. I could almost see it. This question reminds me a little bit of like map grading. How they used to be a thing. They were a lot more common back when I first got back into Pokemon in 2009.
That's where I went. Sorry.
I figured that. I thought you were trying to get a.
I was gonna go grab a map. I have a map graded Charizard that I was gonna show, but sorry to interrupt. But sorry to leave too. I couldn't find it.
But yeah, I think it would be it'd follow a similar trend where back when I got back into Pokemon in 2009, 2010, you could find map cards on eBay regularly. Nowadays, they're nearly impossible to find because I imagine people either just have them sitting in their collections or they've since cross-graded them to PSA, CGC, whatever. But yeah, that's where I would go with that question. I don't think the graded card market would spread out evenly amongst other grading companies. I think it's always going to be a case where you have a number one grading company right now it's PSA, and then CGC and BGS are number 2 and 3. But I think it's always going to be like that. So if PSA shuts down, I think people are going to go to CGC versus BGS, or maybe we'll see a brand new company open up and take over for PSA. But I think it would be CGC. What are your thoughts on that one?
So there are a couple map. I just pulled up on eBay. There's a couple map graded cards available right now. I could hear you the whole time too. I don't know where I put it, but I have a map 9 base unlimited Charizard. I actually have like a CGC 9, PSA 9, BGS 9, I kind of want to
I
get
remember
like,
that you had that in your background in one of the podcasts, one of the
yeah,
early ones.
I kind of want to get like HGA. I want to get some, like, it would be cool to just have a mint 9 in like all the possible all the possible grading companies I can.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously it's a very theoretical question. I don't think PSA is going anywhere.
Mm-mm.
Very current news as of today, they actually announced they acquired a lease property in New Jersey. Did you see that?
I did not see that. No.
They're going to be opening a New Jersey branch sometime in 2023. I believe they'll be operational.
That'll be
130,
nice. Won't
yeah,
have to ship our cards across the
130,000.
country.
Yeah. So I think, so PSA just ceases to exist. What would happen to graded cards? The market's kind of silly with graded cards to begin with. I think that there would almost be like a premium on them. Not on
Really?
not on like the junk, but like I think some people would. I mean, you got like, I only collect 4 certs. I only collect this, that.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's enough of them out there. Like Map, their biggest issue, there's so few of them out there. Like, what did they grade? 5,000, 10,000 Pokemon cards? Like, I don't even know. My Map 9 base Charizard might be like a pop 2 at this point. Like, how many didn't get cracked? So I think the market could get silly. I think there might be a premium short term on some of them. Almost like picture the what is it? Venusaur and Raichu, no rarity. PSA was
That's
super
true.
PSA was super silly about that whole thing. They stopped grading them for a while because they have like errors in them, wrong set number or whatever. So I think people were paying up because like theoretically another one could never be graded, and now they're grading them again.
Yep. Yep.
Look at those ultra premium collection metal cards still getting kind of stupid prices. PSA stopped grading them temporarily because they're like getting damaged.
Yeah.
And people are still paying thousands and thousands for ones that are in a holder in a way that they're going to get damaged. Like, so the market can be pretty silly, in my opinion. And I think they would be silly about it. And I'd just bump up all my prices on eBay and wait for it to shake out and see what happens.
Yep. Yep.
Where would future demand go? I think it would. I think like CGC would be the main inheritor of Pokemon, but maybe not. Maybe it would leave room for some new one to open up that grades easy, like PSA.
I think that would be really the only possibility of a new grading company coming into Pokemon and being successful is if something happened to PSA.
Yeah, like I think most other grading companies opted for that 9.5, which just siphons down a lot of 10s.
Mm-hmm.
And the market does not like fractional numbers or like decimal numbers. They want 10s.
Yeah.
They want perfect cards. So yeah, that's what I think. Maybe some new contender would emerge out of the ashes with just a 1 through 10 system. But I don't think PSA is going anywhere. Their financials are looking quite healthy right now, I think.
I'm sure.
Interesting question though. Interesting thought experiment.
Yeah, definitely.
So my next question comes from Pokey Piz. This one was funny because there was actually a typo. He asked, "What's your opinion on Rattle's attack on Gem Mint Pokemon?" And I'm like, he didn't go after my boy, did he? He didn't go after Zach. I went right to Rattle's channel. I'm like, no way. This isn't gonna happen. Zach's a treasure.
Oh yes.
So then we went back and forth a little bit, and he meant GradedGem, the whole GradedGem middleman scenario. I don't have too much of an opinion. I did watch like the whole YouTuber beef drama thing. Like Rattle made a video, Connor made a video, Rattle made a video, back and forth. I watched them all because, well, I listened to them in the background like I do. I consume a lot of YouTube, and people in Discords were talking about it, and so I listened to them. I like Connor. I years ago I did some business back and forth with him. Seemed like a really nice guy. I don't really know him too well. Haven't done much with him in the past few years, but it seemed like an unfortunate scenario all around. I wasn't involved. I don't know like all the intricacies. I know that he said, she said, all as just a party to the outside of it. So packages get lost. I've had packages get lost. Insurance exists for a reason. And if they were lost, the optimal time for them to be lost in many ways would have been on the return back in graded form, because then their market value is much higher and it's much more concrete. But when you have raw cards get lost, an insurance company is not going to pay out on theoretical value that they might have achieved. So I think that's where a lot of the issues came from.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming Connor's numbers were correct, it seemed like 80-90% of people like opted, like they agreed to the payout and they were satisfied enough with it to take it. And terrible scenario, it sucks. I think a lot of it hinged on, should he have said it earlier, should he have said it later? No idea. I'm not really going to speculate or say what I don't middleman for a reason. I would never want to be in the business like him and James and Ludkins, and I don't envy what they did over that 12-month period, and I don't envy like what they're still doing now, dealing with some of the fallout. But yeah, that's pretty much my take on it. I think PSA obviously doesn't have any fault in this because it didn't even make it to them. But if we were in a healthier, if they were in a healthier place, like it wouldn't have gotten to where it was 8 months. Like if cards were coming back in 90 days, I guess Connor would have had to have acted faster, right? Because the people would have been like, well, where are my cards? People are getting them
Yeah,
back
but
regularly. Like the only reason he was able to go 8 months or whatever without notifying people is because
yeah, that's true.
it blended in with the norm. And I never 8 months, but I used to ship direct internationally years ago on eBay. I've had tracking numbers freeze in somewhere in Europe, somewhere in Australia, even somewhere in the US. I've had tracking numbers like freeze, no updates for like 2-3 months, and then just get unstuck
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
make it. So like 8 months is a lot more than 3, but again, I don't know the intricate details of it. I guess I won't comment any further, but there's like a little bit of, because some people are like, oh, should have told them within a week. Should have told them
That's
within
a
a
little
month.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Like, no, like you can't, like packages sometimes, like I think he was overnighting them, which I didn't even, or maybe 2 nights. I'm not too familiar with like, I guess through the post office, they have Global Express guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that and it's been like 36 hours to Germany, 36 hours to UK, Australia. But so maybe a week and a month or a month on overnight. I don't know. A lot of it's speculation. It's he said, she said, YouTube beef drama. But yeah, that's, did you watch all the videos?
I did not watch all of them. No, I saw the original Rattle video, and then I saw Connor's kind of reply to that video, but I didn't watch Rattle's. Rattle did a
Reply
second
to the
on it.
reply. Yeah.
Oh god. No, I didn't watch that one. I think it's just more drama is what I think it is. It doesn't concern anyone not involved, especially where GradedGem isn't a thing anymore. unless you're actually involved with GradedGem in this situation, it really doesn't matter. I want to say, obviously, it sucks for the people involved, but
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't really follow that one too much, but I do think that they should have. I think the communication definitely could have been improved. 8 months is a little ridiculous, but on the flip side, I think the reason why he waited so long, I imagine he knew within a couple weeks, a month, that the package was lost, and the other 7 months was him trying to work out a kind of an insurance claim, so that way he had something to go to people saying, hey, the package was lost, but we got this money in insurance, versus just emailing out of the blue, hey, the package is lost, I'm going to try and work something out.
And he used some like legalese, some legal terms that I wasn't even familiar with. And legally speaking, Europe is different than the US.
Yeah. Yep.
He had, again, like, not my expertise, but there was like more things going on, negotiations. I forget what the term was, but negotiations between him and the insurers and whatever else. I don't know. So again, like the whole PWCC or the whole PSA giving them the benefit of the doubt with the whole backlog growth, giving Connor the benefit of the doubt, maybe to some extent. His hands were tied in what he could say or what he was supposed to say, advised to say by someone, his legal counsel or whatever. I don't know. But you made a really good point that I think, like, society in general, not even just the Pokemon space, but like the amount of outrage people have on others' behalf is like
that is especially true in Pokemon.
Yeah, that's like there's a lot of people who were not affected, who did not lose cards, who like they just want to grab the pitchforks and go burn stuff down. Like, let's cancel that person. He's the worst person ever. Like, I mean, that ties into other drama situations we've had in the in the hobby too.
Exactly. But like everything, it'll blow over and we'll be on to the next topic.
Yep. There's always something else.
Oh yeah, exactly. So my next question comes from Toasty 699. I always hear low pop, 8 versus 9 versus 10, and cracking / regrading cards. My question is, what is going to really happen to the pop reports for cards? Wouldn't that mean the pop reports aren't actually true if cards are being cracked from, say, CGC to PSA? Say that person doesn't report that card being cracked. Aren't you really doubling, tripling, etc. between PSA and CGC whenever they report or whenever they release their pop report? Then multiply that out. So it's definitely a thing. Pop reports not being accurate. For that reason, people cracking cards out and then not mailing the label into PSA, CGC, whatever, like Dan over there. Do you actually mail the labels in? Yeah, no, neither. I've never done that.
Screw your pop reports.
I can't imagine there's many people that actually do that. But yeah, it's definitely a thing where people crack cards to either put them in binders or send to another company or to just regrade, and they hardly send the labels in. So I think if you want, I don't think it's a huge problem where pop reports are doubled, tripled from what they actually are, but I do think it is a slight problem where pop reports are higher than they actually are. I think if you want to get a good indication as far as like the true pop report and the true percentages, look at the PSA 10s, because obviously very few PSA 10s are getting cracked out. Unless you're Logan Paul over there. But yeah, very few PSA 10s are getting cracked out. But I would imagine there are a decent bit of PSA 9s that are getting cracked and either resent to PSA hoping for a 10 or sent to CGC, BGS hoping for a 10, which definitely isn't going to happen. But yeah, that's what I would say for that question.
Yeah, I agree. As you can see, I'm flashing some labels over here. Buy the label, not the card, right?
Yes, exactly.
I collect labels. I've got a nice CGC 9.5 burn tower here. You can see it over there as a PSA 10 burn tower. I think people honestly care too much about pop reports. As you made a good point that I was going to make if you didn't. PSA 10s are like the true pop report. There might be a couple that aren't right. PSA is terrible though too. So like some of them are incorrect because PSA like labels cards wrong. I own certain cards that the full art Pikachus are terrible. I have 4 of them and I think they're labeled with like 4 different formats. So some of them are like 2014 World's promo Pikachu #1, and then some of them are trainer #1 World Championship, like just same thing but in a different order. So they feed back to like 2 different pop reports.
Yep.
But yeah, 9s and 8s are going to be inflated. CGC 8.5s, 9.5, some amount of 9s are going to be inflated. But at the end of the day, like especially when you're looking at pop reports of like set cards, there's a lot of set cards printed, a lot of them. People get too worked up over pop reports, in my opinion, like way too worked up over them. Depending on the card, like if you're looking at like even though this got a little silly and the prices went towards like, I don't think people were ever cracking 9s of this card to regrade as a 10, because like why if you sent 100 of them and got 50 10s and 59s, you're not going to crack your 59s. You're just going to send your next pile of 100 you have raw, because like everyone has a lot of them. So like really bad cards, not again, I've said this many times, not that this is a bad card, but there's a lot of them. It's a bad card to pay a big premium on it being graded. So your worst offenders are going to be like the PSA 9 pop of cards that are really low pop in 10, because when the premium is like when you're looking at like a Torchic Gold Star that's a couple grand in a 9 and 50 grand in a 10. But it's not as bad as it used to be though either, because PSA charges a lot more for grading. So cracking's always been a thing. It's always going to be a thing. PSA 8 and 9 pop reports just aren't that big of a deal, I don't think. So it is what it is, I guess.
I think it's definitely gotten a little bit better though over the years, because I don't see it as frequently anymore. But I know over the years eBay got crazy with all the titles saying pop 5, pop 10, whatever. It was like every single graded card had pop whatever in the title.
And people have all these like conspiracy theories about CGC not releasing the pop report as if it's gonna affect prices and this and that. And it's like, I think they're just incompetent, like every grading company, and they don't know how to make a pop report or whatever. Or like, I don't think the pop report is really going to change that much. I'm excited for it to come, but I'm not like dying for it to come. Like I'm not super stressed about it. I'm interested to dive into the data because I like data, but people worry too much about pop reports, I think. And and I kind of like flash these kind of joking. I think I have I have every label that I've ever cracked. Like I don't destroy these. They're somewhere. And I've been doing this for 8 years. I've graded well over 10,000 cards, PSA, CGC, everything. I haven't cracked 100. Like I don't know if I've cracked 50. I probably have. The whole years ago, you remember the whole PSA 8.5 epidemic.
Oh yeah.
I think I cracked 30 something eights alone in that time frame. So aside from those, I've definitely not done 50. But with those, yeah, I'm definitely over 50 with those. But I've got them all. So maybe someday I'll post an Instagram story and then just at PSA, hey, if you want to fix your pop report, here they are. Like,
there you go.
When I'm a guest on their podcast, I'll tell them about them.
That's never happening.
Oh, good timing. Here's our next question.
I know we rolled into this one real nice.
Gardevoir level X and Honchkrow level X are some of the lowest pop cards in the entire TCG at PSA 10 pop 2. Why are you and others not trying to actively obtain these cards? There are a lot of level X's that are sub pop 5 that would definitely fetch large premiums at auctions. Glaceon level X, for example. I myself am looking to get a Secret Wonders booster box since it's the best set, value, nostalgia, and artworks in the Diamond and Pearl era. I realize they are difficult to grade, but am I missing something big here? Thanks as always. Main thing you're missing is demand. James with Z&G Emporium, he recently auctioned some heavy hitting level X cards. Single digit pops, low double digit pops. I know who's selling them through James. I've spoken with him quite a bit. I don't know if he watches these or not, but I talked to him before he sold them. I was offered them in trade value towards some of my inventory. And I didn't have much faith in the high valuations that he was attributing to them. They are super low pop. They're English set cards, but they're level X's. And I'll never stop saying it. Like PSA 10s, I just don't care about. I sell PSA 10s. I keep PSA 9s or CGC 9s. They're the same card 99.9% over. It's usually 1 or 2 specks of white on the back that, like, I don't have good eyes. You need to like really zoom in, get out your loop. So like part of the reason I don't really care is they're 10s and they go for a premium over the 9. Give me the 9. I'll take that. But some of these are pop 2 PSA 10. They're like 20 graded or 30. Like it's not like it's pop 2 PSA 10 with 1,000 graded. It's a popularity report.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you spell Honchkrow? I was going to try to find it. So I guess there's 39 PSA 9s. There's 27 PSA 8s, but there's like 40, 70. There's like 80 graded total, 2 of which are 10s. I think those pops will go up.
Oh, for sure.
How much? I don't really know. Like, I guess the PSA 9 pop a year ago was 27 and now it's 40. So it hasn't doubled, but it's getting there. Maybe they won't 10x from here, but they could. Like, these cards were certainly printed. These are English set cards. There were 10,000 of these cards printed. I'm quite confident in saying. I don't think there's a single set card in all eras of the hobby that has less than 10,000 copies. So whether they're ever going to be unearthed, whether they're still out there in mint condition, I don't really know, but the demand might just never be there for them They're cool. I mean, I have them in my binder. I like them. I like the cards. I like all cards, but some of those like Secret Wonders, there's actually a big buyer on Instagram. I had a return a few months back where I hit like not the level X's, but the regular hollows. I hit some pop 2, pop 3, like Glaceon, Leafeon, hollow rares that I was happy to take like 4 figures for, like $1,000 for a PSA 10 Diamond and Pearl era hollow card.
In a heartbeat.
Like, and it's pop 2, it's 2 in the world, 3 in the world. Like, okay, I'll sell it to you. Like, okay, have it. There's some people out there that like them, but yeah, I think I've ranted long enough on that. If you enjoy it and you like it and it's worth it to you, great. Like, buy them. It's a weird thing that there's like a super low amount of them. The prices are pretty high though. Like $1,000. Give me PSA 10 WotC cards. Give me several PSA 9 WotC cards. Give me. I mean, you can get some good stuff for $1,000.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I would agree. It's all about demand, and Diamond and Pearl was a very low point within Pokemon. So you're not going to have the type of demand that you have with WotC Modern. Plus, it wasn't too long ago where these cards weren't worth anything. So I think that's a big part of why these pop reports are so small, is because I always lose track of how long it's been. But post 2020, these cards, these hollow cards, level X's, they weren't worth anything. I remember I started my YouTube channel in 2019, and I remember buying the first videos on my channel are every single EX card from the EX era all the way up to evolutions. It was every single like full art, ultra rare, all of that. It had the majority of the gold stars too. I bought that collection for like $10,000. I probably sold it for about 15 afterwards, but the value of the cards just wasn't there. I was selling level X's for like 10 to 20 bucks a piece at the time. So yeah, it wasn't until just recently where the pricing kind of popped off and people started paying this type of pricing for these cards. So back a couple of years ago, it really wasn't worth it to grade these cards. So that'd be my response to that.
The pop's about to go to 3, boys. The pop's about to go to 3. that one's probably not a 10.
With your CGC 8.
Yeah, I got it. But I actually have a stack here of like every level X, almost every level X. Most of them got 8.5s. I got a handful of 9s. I'm not selling these in CGC cases. I wish I hadn't sent it to them. These are going to go to PSA. And I don't have stacks and stacks of these, but I've got maybe 2 mint sets of level X's to send. So I'll probably, but that's a 50% increase on the pop that any of them that hit, like, well, if some of them hit 10s, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know. Yeah, it's, if you like them, I'm not trying to like crap on them. I think they're all cool cards, and it's pretty cool. Like, I didn't even know Pokemon existed in 2007, 2008.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Late high school, early college. I didn't even know it was still a thing. So it's cool that it was. It's cool that some people were keeping it alive, still buying it. And maybe like I rediscovered my stuff in 2014 when I was like moving. No, I rediscovered it first in like 2011, but then I just didn't fully re-enter. Maybe that age of people, when they're like buying their first house, they'll get their tote down from the attic when they're taking it to their new house, and they'll rediscover their cards, and maybe we'll 10x those pop reports. That's, even then though, still like 20 PSA 10s. I don't know. I'm not gonna be buying one of those 20. I had a 9 and I sold it. I've got another 8, 9 on the way. I'm gonna sell it. I've got a binder copy I'm happy with.
Oh yeah, yep, exactly. So my last question comes from Steam Siege Bonfires Investments. Love the name there. Pre 2020 Pokemon. I'm interested in buying slash selling cards online, in store. Also, what others thought of the hobby. Did you hide it? Did you dare tell others about it? Start from the beginning. Would be interesting if anyone collected before the anime even aired. So, I'll go back to when I got back into the hobby. I got back in 2009, which was fairly early on. I was a sophomore in high school at the time. Basically just found my childhood collection in a closet, like Dan said, and sold those cards on eBay. Fell in love with the process, so I kind of built a business around that long before I got back into collecting. I didn't seriously start collecting until 2016. But yeah, back then it was a lot smaller. It was a lot different. eBay did not have nearly as many listings. I remember you could frequently go, and I did this like once a week. Go through eBay, type in Pokemon, priced highest first down to lowest first, and I would scroll through the entire Pokemon section on eBay from whatever the highest price listing was all the way down to like $200 is where I would stop, and I would be able to do that. Nowadays, that would be nearly impossible to do. And I remember you could tell who was like I knew Rusty's listings from his pictures. I knew Gary's listings from his pictures. eBirdman had a lot of stuff listed back then. I never ran into Scott. Scott was a lot longer after is when I knew about him. But then there was another seller, Triumphant 6. I remember buying a lot of Shadowless stuff off of him, and he was another big seller on eBay. But it was a lot smaller back then. I did have a local card shop in my town that had. I remember buying WotC boxes from them. Base 2, Jungle, Fossil. I think I got a Team Rocket off of them once, but the boxes were dirt cheap back then. $100-$200, something like that. I remember buying packs online, unlimited Jungle Fossil packs for $1.50, $2 a piece. You didn't have to worry about weighing back then because packs were worthless. Nobody was weighing packs back then. But yeah, so it was a lot different back then. And to answer the second part of the question, did you hide it or did you dare tell others about it? I always, my parents always knew about it because I was obviously shipping stuff out every day, so they had to know I was doing something with something. So they always knew about Pokemon. They didn't know how much I was spending on Pokemon at the time. That didn't come till a lot longer later. Because I would be selling stuff and then I'd be buying stuff too. So I'd have more and more packages coming to the house as I kind of built up my business a little bit. And so they didn't know how much I was spending on Pokemon at the time, but they always knew that I was selling the cards. But yeah, that's how I would answer that question. Hopefully that was where you were going with that question.
Yeah, 2014, a bit later, is when I got into the hobby. I never really hit it or anything. I like my coworkers that I was closer friends with, they knew that I was flipping Pokemon cards on eBay, and I'd ask around some friend groups like if anybody had any kicking around, and I always had an eBay thing going on. 2014, when I got back into Pokemon, I was in my own house, but earlier, like my parents always knew I was on eBay. I lived with them through 2013. Well, between college and them, I was flipping like I was repairing PlayStation 3s, and I was like flipping coins and steins and video games and always something. So I never really hit it or anything. And some people, like, what others thought of it. Even to today, there's some people that like think it's weird. It's crazy how ingrained we are, how like anybody still watching this almost an hour in is into Pokemon pretty heavy.
Oh yeah, you'd have to be.
There's still a lot of people that aren't. Like, there's still a lot of people that, like, we just got a new postmaster at my tiny little post office, and I had a record weekend. Aside from like barring any times I've done big auction blocks, I had 130 shipments on Tuesday, which was like the most for a 3-day weekend with buy it nows only. And atypical because I had a big sale going on, like 20% everything under 100, 10% everything over 100. But he's like, what is it you sell? And when I told him Pokemon cards, he was like, wow, that's really like, that's a, like, it's like, you must be doing well with it. This is crazy. He talked a little bit about Magic, actually, funny enough. He used to play back in the day or whatever, but there's still a lot of people out there that don't really know about it. With the whole Corona thing going on, like, there's still some like more distant family members I haven't even really seen since I quit my job. And there's still like some friends that I haven't seen since I quit my job. So like, I don't even know if everyone knows. Like, someday I'll be like seeing my second cousin and they'll be like, oh, how's work? Oh, I quit my job like a year and a half ago. Like, at that point, if I see him a year from now, it'll be like, oh, I haven't done that in a long time. I'm selling Pokemon cards now. It'll probably get some interesting reactions. Like, you quit being a chemical engineer to sell Pokemon cards. You're insane.
Exactly.
But I think hopefully this is the case for everybody. Like, do what makes you happy and don't really like. In high school and younger, it's like, I think it's harder because kids are just mean and bullying and this and that. But like, most people, hopefully by the time you reach adulthood, you just realize like most people like that like have issues like with it's because of some issues they're having with themselves, and they just want to like take other people down. Like, do what makes you happy, and who really cares? Like, that's always kind of the thing I've had in my mind about it. And very much so now still. And I think everybody should just be that way. So
Yeah, exactly. And for those people that give you weird looks, they'll quickly change their opinion when you start telling them how many orders you're shipping out or how much money you're making selling this cardboard.
yeah, which like, it's not even worth, like, I don't know, like, if people don't get it, if people think it's weird, like, that probably would shut a lot of them up. But like, I don't even feel the need to.
No, not with like someone who's being with that's what I always used to tell like my friends. Like, what do you do? What do you do on the weekends when you're home from college? And I'd tell them, oh, I sell Pokemon cards. Oh, really? Why do you do that? And I'd say, well, make an extra whatever 100 $200 a weekend at the time. And oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my take on it. So I'm down to my last question now too. I think we're moving through the questions quicker than a normal podcast or a recent one. This one's pretty quick too, I think. So Poke Family Gaming. Hello, is there a way to get cigarette smells out of collections that you purchase? I don't want to return the product, but it reeks of cigarettes. Thanks for the great advice. I haven't run into it in a long time, and I'm really glad. It sucks. I'm actually like allergic-ish to cigarettes, and I don't think like that's aggravated secondhand off of like cards, but it like that smell just bothers me so much. Thankfully, I've never really had any that I really wanted for my own collection that stunk. Like, what I've always done is just like flipped them quicker, but advertised that they smelled. Best thing you can do, air them out. So like if you have a large space, I use my garage like my last house. I remember multiple times, all the folding tables I had, spread them all out, spread the cards out as much as I can for a week, just have a fan blowing across them. If it's just like a couple things, or if it's like a single binder, something like that, seal it inside a tote, maybe sprinkle some baking powder over the outside of it. Dryer sheets. There's actually this spray. It's called Ozium. Don't soak the cards with them. Don't like spray the cards directly, but like if they're in a binder, spray it on the binder, spray it on the binder pages lightly, like get it in the vicinity of them. What that essentially does is like it masks it. It doesn't remove it. But that's really the best you can do. Some combination of airing out, Ozium, baking soda, and dryer sheets. That's been my experience. And it'll fade a lot. But if you really like get in there for a whiff, it'll always be there, I think.
I would imagine so, yeah. I've actually never bought I don't remember ever buying a card collection that smelt like cigarettes. But I do remember quite frequently someone would sell a coin collection to my dad that would reek of cigarette smoke, and it is such a terrible smell.
Yeah. I used to do Legos for a short bit too, and I had some Lego collections that were bad. I'd just soak them in a tote with like Pine Sol or whatever nice smelling thing that I had kicking around. Just like put them in there for like a month. And plastic, you have better luck getting them out of, but like paper, it's never gonna fully leave. I think if you want to get like really high tech with it, if you've got like a small handful of cards, like there are restoration services around for like when people have like house fires or something, called like an ozone generator. So you could like potentially, if it's high value things that you really want, like potentially there might be some ozone generator around that you can take them and they'll do that for, and supposedly that's supposed to work better. But yeah, it's an unfortunate thing, and it's video games. I used to run into it a lot more. I don't know if that's just like a bad habit that overlaps with gamers a lot.
I can see that. That would make sense.
But yeah, I used the stained yellow Nintendo 64 cartridges.
Oh yeah.
Reeking of cigarette smoke, and or the systems themselves. And same thing, I'd air them out best I could and then just quick flip those ones advertised.
Yeah.
But that, like, I'm not one to leave negative feedback, but every time I got a thing like that, some of them I straight up returned. Like I opened it up and it's like it smelled like my house is burning down. And I'd force a return on them. Item not as described is disgusting. So that happened a few times, and then others where the deal was like really good and I still wanted them. Negative feedback. If you buy from this person, it's gonna smell like terrible your whole house for the next week or however long you own this stuff. That was one thing that would get negatives from me. Because to me, that's damage that needs to be disclosed.
Oh yeah, definitely.
To a chain smoker who lives in that, and like they're not even going to notice it. They're not even going to know it's a thing. So I kind of understand that they wouldn't think to advertise it that way. But like when you see, I've almost seen people like memeing on the whole smoke-free, pet-free, kid-free home thing. But like if it's real, like that's a plus. If I believe that it's a smoke-free home, it's like, okay, that's good. Not that I'd pay a premium for it, but it's like, this isn't going to be a headache that I'm going to have to return. And
yeah, exactly.
So that's all the questions.
That's everything for the questions. Burn through that in about an hour.
Yeah. Goldin is actively ending.
All the stuff I was looking at ended. I was only looking at 3 things.
Illustrator, $900,000 with buyer's premium.
That absolutely blew my mind.
A
I was
7.
I was not expecting that whatsoever. I thought it was going to be less than the last 7 sale, which the last one sold about a year ago for 375 or somewhere around there.
Mid 3s somewhere, yeah. Yeah, that exceeded my expectations. I think I guessed at or slightly below last sold is where I guess this one was going to end.
Yeah, I was thinking like 325. I think I said in our Patreon we took guesses, and I think we were all way off. See, that one was a big surprise to me.
Are your patrons getting their value if you guys can't even estimate the the final bid on an Illustrator? Come on now.
I know we're slacking.
A little bit painful to see, but another one that I watched was and I bid. I bid. I was like the 3rd highest bidder, maybe. Number 2 half art Pikachu.
What did that one go for?
30.6 with buyer's premium.
Ooh, that hurts.
So it went for 25.5. It's painful to not, because I bid on 2 of them last year. One with Heritage, one with PWCC.
Mm-hmm.
And I bid in like the 50s. So this is down 40% from there. Someday I might regret not having picked that up, but it kind of spooked me a little bit. It spooked me a little bit being the 2nd high bidder on 2 of them in a row, because the natural thing that I went to in my head was like, if I wasn't there, what would the max bid have been?
Yep, exactly.
Like I very well could have pushed those up 20 grand extra each.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a little spooked. The one went for 110, and then the next went for like 60, and then the next went for like 50. And on the 60 and the 50, like I bid 50 something and pushed that one to 60.
Yep.
The one that went for 50-ish, I bid 40 something and pushed it. And this one, I mean, my max bid was 20.5. So with buyer's premium, I was going like 25.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like somewhere between 3rd and 4th bidder, probably. For 30 grand though, like I like that.
I think we've seen way too many of those pop up.
In the number 2 specifically,
exactly why we're seeing the price just plummet.
It's weird. The number 2 specifically, like maybe I'll buy the next one for 25. We'll see. But I like that so much more than certain other cards that are going for 30 or a lot more.
Yep.
Like I think Mew Orbs, like I want a Mew Orb. At the peak, that one of those sold for like 60 or 50, or one of those sold for a lot. And I think Mew Orbs are being offered for like 20s now. So those are down fairly significantly. I think on Instagram right now, eBay is not showing any, but well, they're showing a couple expensive ones. Yeah, I don't know. I might kick myself though if another one doesn't come up and they don't come up for a couple years, and then they're really, I might never enter the whole half art Pikachu realm, but we'll see.
It'll happen. It'll happen one of these days.
I mean, for context, like I just bought a new vehicle. I just bought a brand new 2022 SUV for about $30,000. Mm-hmm. So like the cost of that thing is the cost of that card would be the cost of a vehicle that's going to like provide me and my family utility for the next 10 years. Like that's a lot of money.
Yeah, but then when you also think about it, because I've been tossing around the idea of buying a PSA 9 first base Charizard. and those are around 2022 right now.
I
So for
know a
another,
guy.
what was that?
I know a guy.
Yeah,
I've got a beautiful CGC8 that I like a lot. I gotta get you and Josh, the green shiz. I gotta get you two in a bidding war.
yeah.
Because he's looking for one too.
I'm not set yet, but I've been thinking about it. But
Hit
yeah,
me up.
for another 8-ish grand, you could have a trophy card. So that seems a little crazy, but at the same time, I really don't like those half arts. I'll never be buying a trophy card.
I like
But
the
yeah,
full
the
arts a
half arts,
lot more.
I really don't like the half arts.
Yeah, I like the full art, like just the art alone more. And I like, I mean, I bought, like, they're the ones that were being issued while I was in the hobby.
Mhm.
And I mean, one of them I bought 2 hours, an hour after it was awarded. I've told that story before. So I have more of a connection to the full art, but the half arts are still cool. Like I really like, they're like the single rarest, well, pretty close to the single rares, like 3 copies of each per placement per year. I'm a little seeing that one. Like you mentioned, you tracked 3. So what were your other 2 that you tracked aside from the Illustrator?
I was looking at the Machamp sheet. Um,
What did that do?
that did terrible, I think. Or I mean, if Pokemon Radar is watching this, that went way over what I thought it was going to go. But for anyone else who's watching this, I was expecting more of that. That only one person bid on that, which I imagine that's probably Rusty. But sold for 20 or 3,000 with the buyer's premium.
Oh wow.
I wish I bid on that.
I
And
see. I don't like the look of the sheet that much because it's just the same thing. Like your fossil sheet, I strongly prefer that to the Machamp sheet. Machamp sheet's probably way less printed. Not way less printed, but way less common as far as like intact sheets out there. Because the KB Toys fossil one, there was like 2,000 plus KB Toys stores.
yeah, there's a lot of those ones.
But like I owned years ago, I owned a Vaporeon Kangaskhan, the jungle
Yep.
themed deck hollow sheets, and it was just half Kangaskhan, half Vaporeon.
Yep.
I wasn't a big fan because it was just like I'd much rather have a sheet that just has more variety.
That's true. The thing with this one, now I wish I bought it. The thing
Like
with this one, the
I
reason
wouldn't
why I
pay
like this
three
one.
grand. That to me, that's not worth 3 grand at all. Maybe just like flip potential, but
Oh, I would have kept it for sure.
yeah.
The thing with me is, so I had one of those Machamp sheets back in the day. That was actually my very first uncut sheet. I've never owned many, but my very first uncut sheet was that Machamp sheet. I've since sold it, but then the whole reason how my business started, the whole reason behind what I've become, my business started off of a 2-player starter deck display case. And all those have the Machamps in them. So Machamp definitely holds a special place in my heart. But yeah, that's really the only one that I would like that has the like only a few Pokemon on it. Like even the like the base set sheet, like the theme deck base sheet that has Mewtwo, Hitmonchan, Ninetales. I'm not a big fan of that one either because it's all duplicate Pokemon.
Yeah. The Japanese sheet is pretty cool. That's actually still running.
That got crazy.
Yeah, it's at 11 right now. I bid a couple grand on it. I knew I wasn't gonna win it.
That one's neat though because it's a 4x4 sheet with all 16 different holo cards on it, which that's cool. I do like that.
I guess, do you have the ability to share your screen?
I don't know if I do.
Let me
Yeah, you gotta give me permission. If you want to share your
I've just got a million tabs open like always.
I'm trying to find an easy way to see what's sold. You can't really see what's sold within this auction block.
It won't let you share right now?
Let me try again. No, it says you disabled participant screen sharing. Another one I was
There, I fixed it.
Oh, did you? There we go.
If we're talking about it, we might as well pop it up on the screen, right?
There we go.
I have like one active bid still going, so I just don't want to share mine right now.
Well, nobody's gonna see it till tomorrow.
That is, I feel I do that too many times where I'm acting as if we're live.
Unless you're scared, I'm gonna bid you up.
Yeah.
I don't know how to search on here, but so here's the Illustrator, in case anyone was wondering. That did 750,000 plus 20% buyer's premium, so 900,000. And then I don't know what I did with the Machamp sheet. That's just a random off right there.
Click on, so if you just click on the Pokemon, so scroll up a little bit. So right above, yeah. That'll give you the whole.
Okay.
So right now you're only seeing the 21 that are still active.
Yep. And then how do we go sold? Sold items.
Yep. And then you can sort like high to low.
There we go.
So the sheet went for 171.6.
That I'm not too surprised by that.
Rusty actually posted a story.
Oh God.
That he was high bidder at the time. Well, he hasn't since. I don't see a new story yet. I'm curious if he won it. But he posted a story. He was high bidder when it was around 90.
Mm-hmm. I'm
curious to see like tomorrow if he posted he won it, or maybe he waits, maybe he teases it until like he can do a video of it. But I messaged him, talked to him a little bit. He really wanted it, but
it's a really cool sheet.
It's a weird thing, and it's hard to like really put a value. I told him it wouldn't surprise me if it went for anywhere between 80 and 800. And it did go for that range, right? It went for 170. So
that's true. You were right on par there.
Yeah. I made a good call there, and I got the window on it. So I'm interested to see if he did win it. That is a lot, but for what it is, it feels reasonable. It is a crazy sheet, and he's like the sheet guy, so I almost feel like he probably won it.
I imagine he probably did, but I don't think we've ever. I don't follow uncut sheets super well, but I don't think we've ever seen a sheet like this where it has the Shadowless Steam Deck hollows plus the first edition base. I saw your thread on or your post on E4, but it's interesting to me how Shadowless and first edition weren't separate sheets. How on this sheet right here you have Shadowless and first edition in one sheet.
Yeah. Yeah, because I always like stamping. I always thought was like it's post printing, but I guess it's after the initial print, but it's before some like final layer they put over it. That's why fake stamps smudge off, but real ones don't, because it's under like some, not really like a gloss, but it's under some final finishing layer.
Yeah.
But for some reason in my mind, I guess I never really thought about it too thoroughly, but like I envisioned the stamping to be done on like the individual cards after they were cut. But I guess it's done on a whole sheet, but they had the ability to not do the whole sheet too, which is interesting. So
yeah, I always thought it was just a whole sheet.
Yeah, it's a really cool piece. Visually, all the Machamps in the middle are like a little. I'm not like that aspect, just visually looking at it.
Yeah.
But like historically, very, very cool. I would be happy to pay like $10,000 for it. I'm nowhere near the finances to make a purchase like that, and it's cool to me. But like, there's a lot of cool things. I'm living in a cool house that I bought for about that much money. So,
but no, that's definitely a cool one right there. And then here's the number 2 trainer.
yeah.
30,600 for a mint 9 copy.
Yeah, so with buyer's premium, I was in for about 25 and I lost clearly.
Oh, you didn't lose by much if you were in at 25.
20,
no. Okay, yeah, with buyer's premium.
I was
okay. I got you.
I was 20.5. So I'm the reason why it like went to an odd number, I think.
Yep.
I was 20.5, and then they probably went like 1,000 increments. Oh, I guess it went from 21.5 to 25.5.
Nope.
But
yeah.
But
yeah, I like I said, I think that's a case of just too many of those popping up all at once.
Yeah.
Or within a couple months of each other.
So the techno sheet there too. I don't know why they call it an atomic refractor. I don't know what that means, but
yeah, this one's I don't like that one.
I mean, but I like tops. I bid nowhere near that, but I bid like half of that. It for what it is though. I mean, Techno Series 2, that is a cool piece for sure. You don't see Series 2 much, and then Techno's the rarest variety, 2 per box.
Mm-hmm.
That is super cool. And Series 2, I mean, you're the second half of the Pokédex. Look at the heavy hitters there. You got the birds, you got the evolutions, you got Gengar, Mewtwo, you've got Snorlax, you've got Dragonite. This is a heavy hitting. You don't have Charizard, you don't have the starter, but you've got the second half of the Pokédex is pretty stacked.
Yeah.
It doesn't have my Charmander, but it's got my
the Gengar, the Mew,
my boy Haunter. It's got
Dragonite's in there.
The birds, yeah. Gyarados.
Yeah, there we go.
Got a lot of star power in there.
Including the Staryu, literally star power.
Yeah. But then when you look at this for 20, like I'd much rather pay the extra 10 and get the Pikachu.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
It's all about, I mean, the market's going to value certain things higher than you and certain things less than you. And just buy what, like, don't worry about what the market thinks.
Yep.
Buy what you enjoy. If the market vastly overvalues something compared to what you do, just don't buy it.
Exactly.
That lot too.
Now,
I
was going to ask you about this one. Did you win this one, Mr. Lot Guy?
No, it went for a lot.
That seems like a high price. Yeah.
It went for a real lot. I bid, I don't even remember. A lot less than that though. A lot of low grade stuff. A lot of 7s and 8s. And when you're talking 7s and 8s, jungle and fossil, those are really cheap.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Especially, I mean, non-hollow 7s and 8s.
No, first base.
You got a
5,
4, 5, 6. Like they paid more than the sum of all the parts, I think.
It looks to be that way, yeah.
I didn't get too crazy, like hammering down exactly what the values were, but it is a first edition PSA 9 red cheeks.
Did you make a note of that? It's not the yellow cheeks, it's the red cheeks this time.
Yeah. But yeah, that to me went for very, very expensive.
Yeah, that does seem high just looking at it. Yeah,
I didn't really understand it. I looked at the packs too. Did you see the 36 pack lot?
I was gonna do the math on that. What is the math on that?
They not a ton are sold. So it's 36 packs, all
Yeah.
PSA 10. I was gonna pay like 500-ish, and I was very iffy on doing that. So I think I bid 15
Mm-hmm.
with buyer's premium. I was gonna be 18, like exactly 500 a pack.
Yep.
And after I bid it, I'm like, I really don't want to win this. I think they sell, it's weird on eBay. Like they sell anywhere between 700 and 1,000. So it feels like there's a lot of margin there, but they're fairly slow movers. And one thing
Yeah.
that kind of scares me a little bit is like each of the last auction blocks on Goldin and Heritage has had a big lot of these graded packs like that.
Oh
So
yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
worry that there's like a lot more out there or a lot more coming, because there are tons of these packs out there. Tons.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd be scared buying graded packs right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about, at least they're the new cases. That's a plus right there.
Yeah, I like buying them raw and then being the one to grade them.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, I wouldn't have bid on it if they were old style.
Yeah. No, that's definitely a plus right there.
The
And
BGS
then
10s were plentiful. That was pretty interesting. Like it probably was mostly one person, I would think.
if I could find them, I don't know why. Oh, we must be looking price highest first. That's why. Okay.
Yeah.
Can we do recently sold?
Oh,
Ending
they don't have
soon?
all those fancy filters on Golden.
Let's see if we do ending soonest.
That's getting real fancy now.
Oh Jesus, that did not help.
Now you lost Pokemon. Now we're all messed up.
Technical difficulties. Well, no, that definitely didn't help. Well, I guess we're gonna have to continue searching for highest price first.
You know,
We got the Poliwag that sold
oh, now you
a
picked
couple
up
months ago.
you picked up an additional auction, yeah.
Oh,
You
there we
know
go. The sheet finally ended.
you know Hisoka, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So he has a couple PMGs, which I'm not into Marvel at all,
Mm-hmm.
but he has a PMG Hulk that's at $39,100 right now.
Oh my God.
A PSA 10 precious metal gem blue Hulk.
That's crazy.
It's a serialized number 44 of 50. Wait, wait,
Man.
wait till Pokemon does serialized.
I can't see it happening. I really can't see it happening.
Crazy.
But the sheet sold 13,320.
Yeah, it's a
That
cool
Japanese
sheet. It's clean, like it gives you one of each. I
Yeah, I
like
like
that.
Yep.
Gives you the whole, all 16 hollows, just 4x4, one of each. I
Mhm.
like that like aesthetic.
Yeah, definitely. The only way they can improve it is put it in order. But yeah, that was pretty cool. Definitely not worth 13,000 in my opinion.
Yeah, not to me. I bid like $2,000.
I thought I was expecting a lower price on these, the fossil blisters. I was
Those feel like they went full retail.
Yeah, pretty much. 95 was the winning bid, 11.4 with the buyer's premium.
You can go right now and buy one on eBay for like under 300. So that, and maybe they have sealed case premium according to whoever bought them. But
Well, one of the cases is actually opened.
yeah,
So
I'm assuming they opened one to verify that they probably were the same source.
the stop tape wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, you can buy an unlimited blister right now for $275 on eBay.
Yeah, so that's
That works out
about
to 13,200.
yeah. So after all the fees, there'd be nothing left on that one. I do want to see some of the black labels. I wonder.
I think they only had one black label, but they do have. You can search BGS 10 Pokemon.
Let's see.
Wow. 17,000 for the Dark Charizard.
Oh, I didn't even. Man.
That's a hefty 10 premium.
Yeah, seriously.
Machamp 8,500. I don't know what that goes for on PSA.
I don't know. People love BGS. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't even like paying. I don't pay PSA 10 premium and then paying like more than that for
yeah,
even
exactly.
for even more minute differences in card quality. At best, I mean, some of these 10s, they're gonna be no better looking than some of my 9s.
Exactly. Yep. I know the Squirtle. I just listed a PSA 10 Squirtle for 2,000. This one sold for 54.60. So that is a good premium.
Yeah, crazy.
Didn't they have a Meowth black label?
I'm not sure. I think they had one of the legendary bird promos
That's
black label. That's the only one I noticed.
Oh, here we go. 1260 for the Zapdos. And then 1200 for the Articuno. So those ones did really good, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, and then here's the Meowth right here. 1,000 for the Meowth. So they all sold for about $1,000. 1,000 to 1,200.
Yeah, that's a lot for.
That is, yeah. that is a real lot for sure.
I'd rather be the seller than the buyer.
Yeah, on one of those for sure. Because there are so many sealed copies of those. Especially the legendary birds.
Yeah.
And they're getting back down to where they're reasonably priced. They got expensive there for a while. I think that's all the good auctions though. Were there any more that we missed?
Just search PMG Hulk.
PMG Hulk.
Shout out Hisoka. Oh, why didn't the blue come up?
Oh, is it still going?
Oh yeah. My bad. So since I told you, it's gone up like 6 more thousand. So this one has
absurd.
Yeah, this one just got a bid recently. So it's got another 30 minutes minimum. The way that Goldin's extended bidding works, every new bid resets a 30-minute timer.
Okay.
So theoretically, it could go indefinitely, but at some point, I mean, it's going to hit its max, right? And people are going to stop bidding, and then it'll close.
Yep.
And like right now, like I'm logged in, I can't bid on this. You're not even logged in, so
No.
But like I don't have the option to bid because I didn't bid in the pre-window. Similar to PWCC, you have to bid in the pre to be approved for the extended. Heritage though does it differently. Essentially, there's pre-bidding before the live auction, and then anyone can bid in the live auction. You don't have to bid in the pre. So,
which I like. I like that. I like the way they do it the best.
yeah, it's more like eBay.
Yeah. Yep.
Except for it doesn't have a fixed end time. They have like the anti-snipe.
Yeah. That's crazy though. 45 grand for a incredible Hulk card.
Yeah. I was just messaging Hisoka actually. I told him congrats.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He
Did he
nearly
grade it himself?
Yeah, I think he nearly sold it for significantly less privately, and then he kind of like just went for it,
Nice.
selling it with Goldin, and he's
Good for him.
doing well. Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Oh yeah, that'll be nice right there. Wish I could find a card like that. Pick it up for a few bucks, sell it for however much it ends for.
Yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, big night for Pokemon, big night for
Incredible Hulk.
yeah, big night for Hulk, for the green guy.
Oh man. Yeah, I am kind of bummed about that Machamp sheet, but oh well.
Completely not related to Pokemon, but I've seen many questions in floating around YouTube, floating around just general, like if we ever go into another recession, if the broader stock market does poorly, whatever, like what's going to happen to Pokemon? Well, that whole Russia Ukraine thing, I guess that's not going well. I just saw that pop up. I don't know if that'll have
I am the worst person to talk about.
I'm not big on current events at all, but like I've
I
heard
don't even know what you're talking about here.
Russia
what happened?
Russia and Ukraine are not getting along, and I think they're going to be having a conflict of some sort. And I think the stock market generally doesn't like things like that. So
Oh yeah,
people are always calling for a stock market crash, pullback, correction, whatever, depression, recession.
mm-hmm.
I don't know if something like this can spark any major reaction, but my opinion is like anything can happen like that in the short, intermediate term, but like long term, Pokemon's gonna still end up wherever it ends up.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think we're good. I think we're good long term. All these bumps in the road are just that.
Yeah.
Gotta look at the big picture.
Yeah, I think my Beta Lotus I'm gonna have pulled for me this weekend. I think that'll be doing well regardless of the broader global events.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so.
Super pumped for Orlando.
I cannot wait for that. I am so excited about that. I'm so I'm like I said, I'm flying out. By the time you guys see this portion of the podcast, I will be in sunny Florida. So I'm leaving tomorrow. Still trying to get packed, get organized, and all that stuff. I'm vending, so I have 3 tables there, and stressing a little bit about all the packing that I still have to do.
Nick and I
I'm
are
liking the shirt.
Nick and I are going to be sporting branded shirts.
Yes,
that we picked up.
Yeah, I finally made up some old school Pokemon shirts too.
Yeah,
so I'm excited to give that a shot.
I got my new 3rd edition double-sided business cards, print run of 5,000.
What's the tree for?
Actually, that's a Linktree. That's their logo.
Oh, I meant to ask you about that. I was wondering what that was about. I thought you were going green over there.
Yeah. I really liked their logo, so I threw it in there. I felt like just the Charmander and the QR code was going to be too bare. So I'm like, oh, it's right above where it says Linktree, like scan QR code for Linktree link.
Oh, look at that.
Every edition, I'm going to switch it up. So I've got 5,000 of these. That'll set me for like 6 to 8 months, maybe. Seems like the pace that I'm going right now. Maybe for the remainder of the year. 4th edition, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I having fun with the whole business card thing.
Oh yeah.
I'll definitely have a stack with me at Collecticon.
Yes, yeah. I'll have a stack of business cards. Got some new stickers, so we'll hand some of those out. I'll give you a couple stacks to just hand out to random people as you're walking around.
Yeah, we'll have to trade. We'll trade stacks. So like I'll give you a stack to leave on your table and let people grab them if they want. And then I'll be more mobile going through the crowd. I'll just be like slipping them in people's back pockets and backpacks. And
There we go. I like it.
people will think they got pickpocketed, but they'll just have they'll have 2 business cards in there. They'll have catch 'em all collectibles and old school Pokemon.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, I probably won't be there till like 3:00 Saturday. And then I'll be there all day Sunday. I mentioned that at the start, didn't I? Because I mentioned I was gonna miss Vanilla Ice.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm excited for it. I'm really curious to see what sales are going to be like. The one in June, last June, really good sales there. Obviously, Pokemon was in a different spot there back then.
yeah,
But since June, Collecticon's definitely grown bigger and bigger. More and more people are going, so I'll be curious to know what sales are like. Hopefully they're good, but I'd also like to be. I'm hoping to buy some collections there as well. Hoping we get a few people coming up to the table looking to sell their collections. That would be nice. And then just meeting everyone, being able to hang out with everyone. I'm really looking forward to that. Use it as a kind of mini vacation.
yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. I need to reach out to Heritage and see because I won the beta pack and then 2 MetaZoo. They're supposed to come with like the VIP. I never bought a ticket for Collecticon, but they're supposed to be included in that.
There you go.
I don't know how I get that.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. I wonder, it'll probably have a list when you get there.
Yeah, maybe. They'll see the shirt and they'll just be like, yeah, let this guy in.
We're not letting this loser in.
They're gonna have like my worlds thing was right around here. The lanyard.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
My lanyard from DC was just on my desk the other day for some reason. I can't find it, but they're gonna have my lanyard ready, full access, VIP, backstage, everything.
Okay there.
Once they see the shirt.
Exactly. Yeah, the other nice part about going is we're supposed to be getting a snowstorm Friday, and I will not have to be doing any shoveling.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to snow blow.
Nice.
I'm gonna have to snow blow my way out Saturday morning to get to the airport, but
that's the nice part about leaving early. Don't have to worry about that stuff.
yeah. Probably shouldn't leave the family though to dig themselves out. It'll be nice to have
let them fend for themselves.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be a lot of fun for sure. Be similar to it'll be Vegas 2.0 in Orlando.
Yeah, it's crazy too to think like I didn't go to any Collecticons last year, but they started last year and they just seem like such a ingrained part of the hobby already. Like they started in a hype year, but it was a weird year with the pandemic and all that.
Yep.
Like they were all in Dallas last year, right? Or all in Texas at least.
Yeah, the first 2 were in Fort Worth, and then the third one was in Houston, I want to say.
So it's nice this year that they were able to spread out. I think we're targeting the same ones, right? Orlando, Charlotte, Denver.
Right now I'm Orlando and Charlotte, possibly
Metro.
Denver.
Okay. Gotta get out to see Swami, right?
That's true. Yeah.
I think it's I talk to a lot of people. Obviously, I think it's a fairly common slate to be like targeting. I know quite a few people looking at those 3 in particular, or at least like if they're just doing one, generally speaking, I know more people doing like one of those 3.
Yep.
We got kind
I think the
of,
Long Beach one will be another big one. It seems
yeah,
like everyone that does Pokemon lives out there.
yeah, a lot of West Coasters, so they'll be hitting that one up. But the East Coasters, especially the Northeasters like us, we got kind of shafted with the selection, but that might have been pandemic related, the whole
Yeah, that's true.
restrictions and all that. They've changed recently, but like you couldn't have really known when they were planning these things. So hopefully next year we'll get a New York or a Boston.
Preferably Boston.
How about Syracuse? Give me Syracuse. That'll be a nice 40-minute drive. I'd like that. But yeah, I'm excited to check them out, not having been to a Collecticon. Nick's got 3 tables, so I'm just gonna borrow a little real estate on his.
For a slight 60% commission.
Yeah. My backdrop here is some of the stuff I'm gonna be taking. I've got some heavy packs and gonna try to offset my cost on the magic pack a little bit, especially if I take a beating on it and pull like I don't even know what the bad rares are. I know what the good rares are. Give me some of that power 9. But
that'd be nice right there.
Oof. That's gonna be exciting. I'm hyped for that break.
Now I was listening to whichever video you were talking, the Heritage auction video. I didn't realize you could keep it sealed.
I forget how. I think in the video I worded it like I was unsure, right?
Yeah.
I'm less sure now. I'm more leaning towards I think you have to open it.
Okay.
I was talking to John Radar because he also won a pack in the break.
Mm-hmm.
His girlfriend Don Diego is actually going to be one of the breakers for Magic.
Okay.
Given like part of the reason that it was a $1 million box break turned $500,000 is like the EV on those things is bad. It's a big gamble. And I think that's why they went so low, because presumably you had to open it. And if I was Heritage, I would want them opened. If I was Collecticon, I would want them opened. Like imagine the advertising you can do if a Beta Lotus gets pulled, if a first edition Charizard gets pulled. Like they want that to happen and they want to blow it up everywhere. PSA too. Included in the purchase, one card gets PSA graded. They want someone to pull the Lotus and get it graded. They don't want sealed packs going home because it's just not like, oh, we broke a beta box and 30 people kept it sealed. So like they definitely want, I think it's going to be a forced open, but I shot my shot. I mean, I sent a message to Gary actually, and he didn't say, oh yeah, but he said, he's like, oh, talk to this guy, talk to that guy, maybe. But then John actually emailed Heritage and they said no.
Okay.
So I'm going to email them probably about like, how do I get my VIP passes? And then I'll just like, I mean, ask. Worst case, they say no.
Yeah, exactly.
If they say no, I'm going to like when I'm there on Saturday, I'm going to just talk to a bunch of people. I'm going to try to get up on stage repping the Catch 'em All collectibles. I'm going to try to open it myself.
I hope you you do get to open your own pack, but at the same time, I almost hope they don't let people open their packs just because of how the Pokemon Saves the World event went. And that break took way too long.
I'm going to pull the clip up on my phone because I was like the MVP of that break. One, I tied with Super Duper Danny. I opened the Shadowless Charizard, right?
But nobody cared as much about yours as they did hers
because everyone took so long and everyone was gone. But I was the quickest pack opener up there for sure. One of my, I only opened 2. One of mine got opened before because there was a slight mix up. But when I bought it, when I bid on it per the terms of the auction. I assumed it was going to be opened by someone else. So I bid with that in mind. So I'm not going to be like upset if it has to be opened and it's by someone else, but I'll be really happy if I get to open it.
Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
it'll be if I get to keep it sealed, which is least likely. I think it's more likely I'd get to open it myself, but
Hmm.
if I got to keep it sealed, it would be really cool in that like I wouldn't lose thousands and thousands of dollars. And beta can be like beta 36 packs, like the sheet behind you. If it was a beta sheet, which exists, they're pulled like in order. So like if somehow 30 packs got opened and 6 of us got to keep them sealed, you would know, not exactly because it could be off one end or the other.
Hmm.
But like if they were in the middle, you would, oh, like there's a Lotus in there that never got pulled. Like you could map it.
Yeah.
That would be insane.
Yeah. But that's if they have to pull the pack straight out of the box, right?
That's what, yeah, they're gonna be
They,
mixing them
they
up. But like the way that it works though, like if they were opening them in order, you could literally track it in order.
Oh, that's true.
But if they mixed it up, like supposedly they're gonna mix it up, so
Hmm.
you wouldn't be able to follow in order. But if this one's pulled and then that one and then that, like they'll all fall within a range of 36 continuous connected cards.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you had 18 of them opened, you could find the gaps and see which ones were left. There
Yeah.
would be a little bit of unknown, like, oh, it could be two that way or it could be two that way. So you might, but we'll see what happens. I'm excited either way. And I do have 2 MetaZoo packs as well. We're 2 hours in, so most people stop listening, but I am looking forward to like
Are you?
interacting a little bit with MetaZoo people.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be doing that. Uh
Are you
I
going to
o-
be one of those people waiting in line for the MetaZoo promos?
I own the NFTs. Supposedly, they're supposed to have like a different line or something.
Oh, there we
Like
go.
like I have an app that directs to my wallet and I can prove that I own the full set of like MetaZoo NFTs. So theoretically, some of the utility is like access to product earlier, access to product with a special variant, access to product cheaper. But another thing is supposed to be in-person benefits. And I haven't heard anything specific though for Orlando. I don't know if anything's happening or what's happening, if so.
Hmm.
But
Maybe if you could,
hopefully,
even if you could skip the line to get the Collecticon promo,
if there's a special
that'd be nice.
line, yeah, yeah, I'm interested to see if that pans out at all, or if I just own a silly little GIF. I guess we'll see. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to meet a lot of new Pokemon people. Excited to meet a couple MetaZoo people I've been chatting with in different Discords and top secret NFT Discords. So, but excited to see old friends too. Good old Nick I haven't seen since Vegas.
It's been a couple months. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Time to get together again. Yeah, it'll be a fun weekend for sure. I'm really looking forward to it. I
Yeah.
haven't this week has been very unproductive. Just me looking forward to this and getting ready for this and packing and shipping cards and all that fun stuff.
I've done pretty well getting a lot moved out, getting a decent bit listed. Um, I paid up charges like 6 weeks ago now, I think, on a like a juicy PSA return.
And you haven't gotten it back still?
Up charges were like $1,000 and it was spread across like 50 cards got upcharged. A lot of them were just like $10 here and there, but there was a lot of good stuff. That's gonna be a good bit of inventory.
That'll be nice if you ever get that back.
Let's see when it was. January 18th. So not quite, what did I say? 6 weeks?
Yeah.
4.5 or 5, I guess.
That's still a decent bit of time.
Yeah. Some Worlds promos, a bunch of Scream promos, a lot of 10s.
Nice.
A no rarity Ninetales, Japanese, PSA 7. A lot of different promos, some
That'll be a nice little
Masakis.
submission to get back there.
Yeah, it's actually a 500 card too.
Nice.
So that'll be. I think I'm back to where like I have everything photographed at least. I still don't have fully everything listed, but I'm getting caught up.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah.
For me, it's once I take pictures, the actual listing goes by quick. For me, it's the pictures that I don't want to do.
I don't even do the pictures. I outsource those. So yeah, sometimes that's the bottleneck. Sometimes listing, it varies.
Oh
But
yeah.
It is good.
Yeah.
It
One
is
of
good.
these days we'll be 100% caught up.
Yeah,
I'm sitting around twiddling our thumbs with nothing to do.
Hopefully around the time the PSA backlog clears, mid-late summer maybe, I'll be fully caught up. Everything listed, everything I want gone down to Evo down there. We'll get there. We're getting there.
It'll happen eventually. Yep.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good length right there. I think we covered everything.
Right around 2 hours, natural ending point. So yeah. As always, appreciate all the questions. Leave your questions down below for the next one. Really appreciate everyone watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, all that good stuff.
Oh yes, absolutely. And
we'll have good Orlando recaps for the next one.
Yes. Hopefully we'll have some good stories for sure. And I will be seeing you in a couple days.
Yep. Safe travels.
Oh, you too. And thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully we'll see some of you at CollectCon. That would be nice.
Yep. We will catch you all later.
Have a good one.